Hey guys, this is Benny Ricciardi with rotocurve.com, and I'm here with our DraftKings NBA video for Monday, February 1st. There are three guys who we're going to be using as the core of our rosters that we're going to build around. So let's call up the slideshow and take a look at each one and why we like them so much today. The three guys we're going to be building around are Kevin Durant at 10,400, Derrick Favors at 6,600, and Andre Drummond at 8,600. The first guy up is Kevin Durant. He's in the highest total game today at 221 as the favorite for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He faces a fast-paced Washington team that has allowed a ton of points and a ton of fantasy points all season long. He has a good matchup against Otto Porter, who has been one of the worst wing defenders so far in the entire league this season and has one of the best DVPs to go up against of anybody at the small forward position. Kevin Durant's been hot lately, too. He's averaging 60 fantasy points over his last 4 games. And the big reason for that is he's looking for his shot, looking for his scoring a little more. He's averaged 35 real-life points over those last 4 games, which has been a big reason why his fantasy points has jumped up to the 60 part. The next guy we're going to talk about is Derrick Favors at 6,600. It's matched up with a pretty weak Bulls interior defense. Again, there's no Joakim Noah. There's also no Nikolai Mirotic today, so it's probably going to be a matchup for him with guys like Bobby Portis and Taj Gibson down there underneath the basket. He's back from injury, and after taking it slow, he's back up above 30 minutes a game. I think he played 32 in his last game, so he's getting up close to where we saw him at earlier in the year. His price is a huge discount to where it was earlier in the year, though, when he was about 7,800. You're getting him at about 20% off on the sale price. He had 42 fantasy points in both matchups last year against the Chicago Bulls team. If he was able to get back up there today, he would give us over 6 times value and be one of the best options that we have. He's basically back to playing his pre-injury number of minutes and taking his pre-injury number of field goal attempts. I think he had 16 in the last game, and he was somewhere between like 14 and 17 in all those games before he got hurt. So if we're getting Derrick Favors at full speed right now and only paying 80% of the price for him, I think he's in a really good spot here. He's going to have some safety for cash games and also gives you the upside that you're looking for in a tournament. The last guy I want to talk about today is Andre Drummond at 8,600. His team is favored against Brooklyn, and it's a decent total in that game with 203. And I think that the Pistons are favored by about 5. So Vegas is expecting them to score about 105 points here, which is, slightly paced up for this Detroit Pistons team. The Brooklyn Nets defense is absolute hot garbage right now. So I think Andre Drummond should be able to get in there. Brook Lopez on the offensive end is a fine player. On the defensive end, though, he leaves a lot to be desired. Drummond in the previous 2 meetings against this Nets team has put up 48 and 50 fantasy points. So doing well and dominating against this team is something we've seen. And it also looks like his team relies on him a little more when they play the Nets as they try to dump it down. Even though Drummond hasn't been playing great lately, the guy still has 12 double-doubles in his last 16 games, averaging about 19 points and 12 rebounds over that run. It's pretty hard to find a guy who can give you those kind of numbers, that kind of safety, and is also in a really good matchup here. So I think 8,600 Andre Drummond is actually a discount to where we had seen him. He was up close to almost 10K earlier in the year. So I think you're getting a really solid price on him today. I think with those 3 guys in your lineup, you wind up with roughly $25,000 to spend on the other 5 positions. So you are going to need to find a couple of those cheap guys, maybe a guy like Gary Harris or Wayne Ellington that you can throw in. At the center position, you can look at guys like Cauley Stein or Nikolai Jokic. Those guys will help you fit some more people in. There are some injury concerns that we're looking at tonight. Boogie Cousins being a big one, Marc Gasol being another one of those guys that's on the fringe. If we can get 1 or 2 of these guys to be out, and it opens up 1 or 2 value guys for us, I think we're going to be able to round out some rosters with those 3 as the core to it and have a lot of upside, be able to get up there in the tournaments and, double our money in our 50-50s and our double ups. So that's been our NBA video for Monday, February 1st. Remember, please keep an eye on all the late breaking news. A lot of times, a lot of the guys that we give you here serve as a good core for you, but you really need to get those, value plays that open up later on in the day when we get some injury news if you really want to find yourself up at the top of the tournament. So thank you guys for joining us here at rotocurve.com. And as always, stay classy, DFS.